Hello and welcome to the Tarot with Titania reading of the week for May 24th to the 31st, 2024. I invite you to close your eyes and take 3 nice deep breaths with me. Pulling our energy into sync across time and space. With each breath, just dropping further and further into our home, into our body. And I invite you to envision a tree root coming down out of the base of your spine, going down deep into Mother Earth, knowing that that tree root is providing you with an anchor, a grounding, a connection to Mother Earth that is nourishing and supportive and healing, and is also providing you with a conduit through which anything that no longer serves you can easily pass down into Mother Earth and become compost for your new good growth. Creator, this is your daughter Titania, and I am here with all of your children now and in the future, holding space for this reading of the week for May 24th to the 31st, 2024. I call upon my higher self and the higher selves of all those listening now and in the future, as well as an overlighting angel of communication to be present and facilitate this exchange, ensuring that it happens in the highest and best way possible, and that we cover all that is uppermost and important for us at this time, for this week of May 24th to the 31st, 2024. I'd like to invite the 4 archangels to come and hold the 4 directions around us, wherever we may be, so that we are held in a circle of light, of love, of healing, of transformation, of peace, of gratitude, of nourishment. Whatever is uppermost for us at this time may be held here in good ways for our good. I invite Raphael to hold the east, Michael to hold the south, Gabriel to hold the west, and Uriel to hold the north. Thank you for coming. Anything that doesn't match these frequencies and intentions is welcome to go now. And so we begin. The world, we'll see. We'll see if she returns in the spread today. What is it that we most need to know, Creator? We are gathered once again this week for our good and the good of all those whose lives we touch and our place and purpose on this planet. How do we align with the highest and best energies so that we can come through holding space for the good, holding space for the light, holding space for ourselves so that we can stay grounded and healthy and balanced, peaceful and centered in the face of whatever adversity we are holding in our lives or experiencing. So what is most helpful for us to know, please, this week from May 24th to the 31st, 2024? Okay. So, the recent past position, which we are learning means the energy from our past that is relevant to our present going into our future, things that we need to be aware of or conscious of, and possibly even information and tools and learning that we already have that are relevant to our experience at this time. Excuse me. So the 8 of Hearts, the name of the card is Sacrifice. And it's a very watery card, a very emotional card. There's a lot of sort of symbolism of tears, of crying, of water, of release. So this is important because, of course, we are going through a tremendous time of change and transformation. There is a lot of upheaval happening personally and collectively on the planet. We have a lot of feelings around this. As we're processing our own emotions, we are changing and transforming and releasing, and it's healing. We need to give room and space for that healing. And as we release that energy and those emotions, we're creating room for the good that's coming our way. We don't have to carry this any longer. All of these griefs, all of these sorrows, all of these burdens can be released is probably the gentlest word to say. It doesn't have to be a have to or a struggle or a fight. The energies at this time are aligning to support us in doing this deep work, this good work, so that we can free ourselves to be fully present, fully engaged, giving our best to life. So as I said, this is sitting in the recent past. It's what we know, it's what we've known, and it's helpful for us to be aware of this as we go forward in the near future. That, we are not our emotions, our feelings, our upsets. They're simply part of our experience. And if we can create a bit of space from them, then we are that much more resilient and open and receptive to the insights and the wisdom that surround us all the time. It's just we sometimes get shut down when we get into that difficult place of difficult emotions and then the story that we spin around it, because we all do it. We are story makers. That is one of humanity's tremendous gifts, is our capacity to create story and generate story. And we learn powerfully from story. But sometimes the stories that we tell ourselves and even tell each other don't really serve our best interest. And so becoming aware of this, creating some space, becoming the observer of ourselves, realizing that we are the sky and those feelings and emotions are the clouds that are passing across the sky, and they're not forever. Even if we're in the depths of something really intense right now, I'm sending you love, and realize it's not forever. You will not be in this place forever. We are continually growing and changing and opening, and life is always waiting in the wings to surprise and delight us if we give it the opportunity and if we look eagerly for that. It really has a lot to do with our energetic set point, what we're giving our attention to, what we're giving our focus to. If we're focusing on evidence that proves that life sucks, that people are bad, that, bad things are always happening to me, if that's the story that we're telling, then we will collect evidence to prove it. That's how our consciousness works. But if instead we become masterful and choose a different perspective, that life is always for me, even the challenging things, they are in service to my good, they are an opportunity for me to rise and become more, and to be able to be of greater service to life through my clarity and the distinctions that come when I experience contrast. That's a different energy. That's a masterful, powerful set point that then allows us to be cleaner and clearer as we move through life. We don't have to be victims. We don't have to be at the effect of. And these are very powerful thought forms and stories that are running in our collective culture. And those of us who are in places of peace, of well-being, of relative calm and ease, by choosing to work on this and to clean it up, we're helping to clean up the human field. We don't have to take it all on ourselves. That's not the job. But by doing our good work, we're helping to liberate those who are maybe struggling and dealing with other things that are too intense, and there's no room for even looking at this kind of stuff. But we can help wherever we are by existing in as much of a state of love and peace and kindness and groundedness as we can, and attaining that higher perspective, that eagle's perch, as one of the people I follow talks about, that ability to get above something and be in a state of observation and neutrality and curiosity even. Curiosity is a really, really good state to be in, because then we're not in a state of judgment. We're in a state of wonder. We're in a state of looking at things and saying, what if? That's a very open and receptive and resilient space to be in. So let's hold this as we go forward this week, because it feels important. And our current energy, the present energy, is the card of strength, a major arcana. And this is the card of befriending and allying with our so-called lower nature. We are human beings. We have the capacity to evolve and to become brilliant and to become more than we were and to strive. And the desire to strive, that is an amazing aspect of being human. And we are also human animals. We have bodies, and they have needs and desires. We need to eat, we need to sleep, we need to eliminate, we need to move. We have all of those things that need to be done. And so this card speaks to the higher, wiser aspect of us, befriending and allying with the animal nature that we are, with our urges and our needs and our desires, so that we become harmonious and whole. And all of us then is in process of evolution and growth and well-being. So we can work with our nature, but not be dominated by it. Because once again, this journey of evolution that we are on as spiritual beings in human bodies, this isn't about returning to being an animal. This is about becoming more and leveraging all the good that's there in our animal instincts, our awarenesses, our intuitions, those other things, parts of the reptilian brain, all of those aspects. Once again, they're not there randomly. It's all there in service to us. And maybe we need to get above our urges, get above our addictions, get above those things that of that lower vibration and frequency that may be controlling us. We have it within us to do it. That's what this strength card is all about. And it's difficult to see with this camera and this light, but this woman is an enlightened being. You can just see she has an infinity symbol over the top of her head, which indicates that she is coming from an intentional, conscious, enlightened, and deliberate, masterful space. And so as a result, there is a harmony and a balance and a co-creative ability that comes with this card and with this energy. And this is sitting in our presence. So as we're moving through this energy of evolution, as we're moving from where we were to where we're going, we need to bring all of ourselves with us. And I know that's a contradiction because I'm talking about releasing emotions. But this is the emotions that we've been holding on to, the stories that we've been holding on to, they are impeding this. And so we need to let those go and embrace ourselves, embrace all of us from that higher, loftier perspective. Noticing when we get into that lower state, when we get into our insecurity, our fear, and we contract. Because from that wiser, more objective perspective, we can go, there I go again. I'm being human. And it's okay. And I love myself anyway. And let's breathe into this. The power of the breath, the inspiration to open us up, to create space so that the insights and the wisdom can land. And we can do things differently. We can see things differently. We can move forward differently. So very powerful, this energy, this card this week. The near future, we have the card of work. And I have to say, this is one of my favorite cards in the deck. When I see it, Pentacles have to do with earth element. So thinking about all the things that make being in a body so good. Because let's face it, when it's good in a body, it's really, really good. The flavors, the smells, the sights, the sounds, the sensations. It is rich and amazing. And being in a body, we're not here to separate from the body and get above the body and meditate our way out of the body. We are embodied for a very particular purpose. It is to have this sensory experience. It is to overcome whatever lesser frequencies we have. It's the challenge. It's the striving. That's what makes being human and embodied so rich and so, so good. And this card is lovely because we have these two ladies and they're walking along and they've got a basket full of stuff. So clearly they've been working already, and she's got a pitchfork on her shoulder and she has another basket. But as they go along, they're not hurrying, they're not rushing, they're enjoying the moment. They're in the moment, embodied, present to each other, present to themselves, savoring the experience. And this is really, really important for us to remember. So often we're in a hurry to get someplace, to achieve something, and we don't settle in to just being in the body. And that's when I'm talking about the sensory pleasure of being in a body, that's one of the lures to get us to be here now, to really fully be here now, to smell the roses, to taste the delicious feast, to be with those we love, to really breathe deeply and be fully embodied and present. And when we do that in a state of deep well-being, it's tremendously nourishing and healing for us and it nourishes the human field. For all of those who may be someplace in a place where it's difficult and they're suffering and they're having a hard time, they can hold more goodness in their experience because we're holding it. Not just for us, but for the collective. So when we have this wonderful experience, and we all have moments of it, we all know what I'm talking about, that bliss, that state of comfort, of ease, of flow, of well-being. And it may just be a glimpse, and you may not have had a lot of it in your life, but what is coming at this time is that that's the energetic flow of life. That's our native state. That's how we're meant to be. We're not here to be dominated by cortisol. We're not here to be dominating ourselves. We're not here to be dominating each other. We're here to have a beautiful life experience, to be embodied, to bring our gifts, to have the incredible pleasure of discovering who we are, what our yes is, developing our gifts and abilities and striving to be good at that and to bring our best to life for our own fulfillment and satisfaction, but also in service to each other, to this planet, and to all life everywhere. It's a tremendous journey that we are on, and this is what it's all about. This is the purpose that we're all seeking with a capital P. And each of us has a different purpose. Otherwise, we'd all be the same. Our uniqueness is essential, and our uniqueness is part of this human form, this animal nature that we've taken on, that is part of this human experience, and it's where the sensory organs are, and it's what helps us to come back. If you have a pet, think about how much they enjoy themselves, lying in the sunshine, savoring their dinner, being here now. And having a pet is so wonderful because it brings us into this present moment, because they're so deeply present. Petting your animal and being in its company, that cat purring, just observing them enjoying life. It's so satisfying and fulfilling. We want to make that happen, don't we? We want our pets to be happy. We want our children to be happy because there's a deep fulfillment that comes from creating that in another's experience, facilitating their depth of well-being. Those who are attracted to the healing professions, that's inherently what's underneath it. They have a desire to facilitate that well-being in another person's experience. So all of this is in this reading this week, this quality of energy, of releasing that emotional sort of turmoil, of being dominated by our feelings. It's time to let that go. We're not here to be dominated by those. They're information. They give us feedback about where we are, where we want to be. It's all information. And when through the breath we can take that step up and get into that masterful, broader perspective selfness that we are, we can co-create with that animal nature and have the best of all of it. Be deeply embodied and have the satisfaction of being in this earthly experience, because it isn't for long and we will never do it this way again. You and your unique perspective are unique to this iteration of you in this form, with your particular yes, your particular desires, your particular aspirations. That will never come again. So enjoy it, savor it, and just continue on the journey. I'm not saying that to make anybody feel miserable or unhappy or fearful. I'm saying it to remind you that this is a glorious experience. And sometimes we lose sight of that in the intensity of life. Okay, the foundation card. I'm really chatty today, aren't I? So the 9 of Hearts is the card of fulfillment. And this is the foundation card for this reading. And this is the energy that we've been tapping into all through these cards. That deep sense of well-being, that frequency of comfort, of ease, of flow, of well-being, of love, of gratitude, all of that energy is of that same ilk. Slightly different shades of it, but it's all of the same frequency, which is life, which is love. It is the same thing. And this card is reminding us, the foundation card for this week is our work is to get ourselves into this deep state of well-being, fulfillment, comfort, peace, and facilitate it with others, but starting with our own experience. Because of course we have a human body we need to be taken care of. We have to do that first. When our cup is full, it can spill out into the cups of others. We can share our energy beyond ourselves when we are strong, healthy, well-rested, well-fed, and cared for. We have it within us to share when we are whole within ourselves. And some of us don't feel very whole, and I get that, and it's okay. You're journeying towards wholeness. These awarenesses will help you to come into wholeness within yourself and realize that you are not broken. There's simply a reframe that needs to happen around you are where you are. It is all in perfect service to you, and you get to leverage everything in your experience for your good, because that's how life works. It is this rich, this abundant, this generous, this for us. It's all in our favor, even if it seems horrible what we're seeing out in the world. We don't know what any individual contract has, what they've come to do or experience or work through as a result of the intensity of what they're living. We can only live our own experience and navigate our own challenges and our own experiences and do it to the best of our ability, holding this lofty frequency as often as possible and as intentionally and deliberately as possible. And that not only serves us in our own individual journey, but because we are one consciousness ultimately, we are sharing that with the collective field of life, and it makes it better for those who are in those intense situations. So it serves us and it serves the collective. It's this win-win-win energy. It's all for us. And it can be difficult to remember at times, but through the breath, coming back to the body, dropping back into the wisdom, into the compass of the body, into the wisdom and our connection, opening up our field so that we are more resilient and resourceful and insightful. All of that works for us. And we become agents of magnificence in this earthly experience. Ooh, okay, so we have a lot coming through today. It's very, very powerful. It's really, really good. And as I said, if you're going through a hard time, I'm sending you love, and I'm sure others on this call or on these recordings are sending you love through time and space as well. Know that there are people everywhere on this planet who are meditating, who are praying, who are holding light. There is a field of light around the earth at all times because of those prayers, because of that energy and that frequency and that love that is being held by our human field and by other fields of energy and intention. We're all bathed in it all the time, and we can tap into that good field at any time and add our own energy to it at any time. And when we can masterfully and consciously get into this sort of space, that's what mastery is all about. That's what this whole experience is all about. It's no longer being random and dominated by the animal experience of action-reaction, but becoming broader and wiser and more objective and overlighting your life and seeing what is going on and choosing differently. Not going with the knee-jerk reaction, but taking that deep breath before we respond and coming from that conscious, intentional, and masterful space. And it's amazing the quality of life that will result as a result. And so with that, let's move on to our card to grow on. Thank you, cards. Okay, Creator, with the breath, the magic breath that can come in and out of our bodies, helping us to be inspired, to open up our fields, to be happy and healthy, and release what no longer serves us on the out breath. What an incredible design. I mean, truly, we are miraculous. These human fields of form and energy, nothing like it. We're very eager to get into these forms before we get into this lifetime. It's a huge honor and privilege and joy and celebratory event. I have to say, I do get a little bit irked when people squander it. But that's human too, and it's part of the process. Okay, back to focusing. Creator, what is it that we most need to know this week for our highest and greatest good? How do we gather up this information, this wisdom, and integrate it, to incorporate it, to bring it into our field, into our energy, into our cells, into the space between ourselves, so that we can carry it and honor it and hold it as we're circulate in the world and be amazing clearings for love and light through our agency in these bodies at this time on the planet, for our good and the good of those we love, the good of our communities, this beautiful planet, and all life on her. And another wonderful favorite card, craftsmanship, the Eight of Pentacles. This beautiful energy of just keep showing up. You know, when we have those hard days and we have those hard times and we're not at our best, that's okay. It's okay. We are human. We're not going to be perfect all the time. It's a journey, not the destination. And so cutting ourselves some slack, being kind to ourselves, but realizing every moment is a new opportunity. In this next moment, we can pick it up and be different. We can apologize. We can hold a different space. We can have the awareness and the distinctions that we need to rise, to strive, to be that loftier, more magnificent, radiant life form that we truly are. We're purifying and organizing the intelligence of our forms to hold more love and light. It's part of what's happening with the solar flares. It's information that's coming in at a very deep and profound level for all life on this planet. It's transforming all of us. This information is informing our cells, our DNA, our physiological structure, and our fields of information that we are. And we're changing as a result of it. We're crafting something new. And so this call into mastery, into self-awareness, into consciousness, into deliberateness of being here now and choosing something different and being intentional to the best of our ability in any moment is what there is to do. That's our card to grow on, this card of craftsmanship, of being here now in this physical and leveraging this time to really create something magnificent through our experience. And so we each have a different journey. We each have a different yes. We each have a different experience. There's ups and downs and all arounds. And how we adjust and adapt and rise from all of it is the opportunity that's before us in these beautiful human bodies. And self-care of the human body is essential. So coming back to that acronym MEDS, meditation, hydration, exercise, diet, and sleep. It's just an easy way to remember those pieces that we have control over, that we can work with to support ourselves to be as clean and clear and as an aligned vessel as we can be, so that this becomes easier and more fun and more rewarding. It is an amazing time to be here on this planet, and it's an amazing privilege to be here at this time of shift and transformation of the human collective. There's just so much going on, and I offer a suggestion that through our attention, we are growing what we want to see more of. So paying attention to where are you putting your attention these days? Noticing. And is it nourishing? Is it expanding your goodness? Is it calling you into more striving, expanding, healing, aligning, fulfillment, joy, satisfaction? Is it calling you into that, or is it pulling you into a state of strife, of misery, of upset, of simply feeling disgruntled and unhappy? Just notice. Get curious. Through that wisdom and the insight and the curiosity, we can change. We can, in the next moment, make a different choice. That is the brilliance and the power of being here now. I invite you to close your eyes. Let's take a nice deep breath together. And letting it go. Magnificence of the breath. Thank you, Creator. Thank you for this brilliant design, this incredible opportunity to be embodied in these magnificent bodies. I'm so grateful for the insights and the wisdom that we are receiving at this time as we learn to work with these incredible bodies, as we learn to work with our higher wisdom, our higher insight, our broader, wiser selves, and hold more of that light force energy in our human fields. I ask for all of us that we receive the support and the guidance and the insights and the resources that we need at this time to do this really well. So we can all release that which no longer serves us with ease and grace and move towards that which is deeply nourishing and fulfilling and aligning. Because as we each move towards our yes, we are empowering the collective field of yes in humanity. And we are each standing into our power a little bit more and channeling more love and light on this planet simply by being who we are and holding that field of light. And as a result of our interconnection with all life everywhere, that is transforming the human field. That is transforming this collective that we are all part of. So we can rise together and move more quickly towards the beautiful life and possibility space that we all know. We all know it in our hearts and beings. It's why we're here. And so, Creator, I ask that you be with us as we journey once again this week, as we integrate these teachings and this knowledge deeply into ourselves so that we rise more effortlessly. We hold this light more effortlessly. We become clearings for this good that we know we are, with grace and ease. I want to thank all those who helped to hold this space today. This reading is at an end. And so it is. Much love and light to you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking the journey. Thank you for walking with me and all the others who are here doing the same work, whether it's through this channel, another channel. There are so many brilliant, brilliant clearings for love and light on the planet at this time. So know that we are part of a field of light that is growing, and it's becoming more magnificent every day. So maybe detach a little bit from that external reality that is continually broadcast at us. Come back to the now, come back to your own direct experience, and be the light that you are. Be the clearing that you are for all the good that you are. And that will shift. It is enough. Much love and light, and I look forward to seeing you next Friday. Take care.